Hello, everybody, and welcome to the sixth season of LLG's Random But Real. We are so excited that you're here with us. I apologize, had technical difficulties on my end, but I'm excited not just to have a sixth season, but also to have my returning co-host. Hold on one second, y'all. I'm also looking at I have it on YouTube as well. All right. So I can see you all's comments better. Erica Wingate, say hello, Erica.
Hello, everybody.
All right, we will get back to you in just a second. And then I have two new co-hosts also joining us. And so we're gonna go with Chef. Say hello, Chef.
Hello.
He doesn't say much until he says a lot. Y'all watch what I say. Mark my words. And then we have Drew. Say hello, Drew.
Hey, how's it going, y'all?
All right. So we thank you all for joining. And so LLG's Random But Real is where we have conversations about any and all things random with an entree, not a side dish of mental health advocacy. So if you all been following me 6 seasons, I hope you have. You know, I use my performance, communication, and literary art skills to bring about awareness of mental health and various topics. And so, whether I'm singing, speaking, or writing, I try to make sure that my words are melodic, like music to your ears. And so, one of the things I want to point out is that the comments that we're making on this show are our own comments. I'm not acting as educator or counselor. It's just really us having a conversation, being able to talk. And I've learned over the years that mental health can affect every aspect of our lives. And so one of the things that I really have found an interest on after becoming an author with my friend Tracy M, who I see is logging back on at 7:30, is that um there's so many things that happen with relationships and mental health. And some people have honestly ended their lives because of a failed relationship, or they become depressed because of it. A lot of different things happen, and so I thought it would be really interesting to have a younger, because I still consider myself young even though I'm in my 50s, and a gender based conversation, just to see. So I have just the dynamics of this. Two of us are in our 50s, the females, and two other males are in their 30s. And we have someone here two that are married, two that are now currently single. And I just thought it would be a different perspective to come up with different conversations and just see how we think, and maybe hopefully bring people to a different form or awareness of relationships. I'm always about solving conflicts and talking through things. And so before we actually get started with our own perspectives, we want to thank all of you all for joining us that are in here. We appreciate it. Say hello to everybody, y'all. You should be able to see the comments as well. But I definitely wanted to, if not, let me see. Let's see if I can. Okay. Um, I definitely wanted to give you all opportunity to share your bio. And so who would like to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay. All right.
Um, I don't know what to tell them. So thanks so much, Lisa, for having me back this season with you. It was really fun last season delving into this. I am a married mother of four. I guess that's my biggest identifiers in life. For so long, I was so and so's mom, but I'm also a big sister. I'm a worker. I'm a girlfriend. Like, I'm just loving life in my relationships. I'm relationship oriented. And so my circle of girlfriends is really important to me. My family is super important to me. And I love the work that I do. I'm currently an elementary school counselor, second year doing that. So very different than the work that I've done on the high school level for over, gosh, probably 15, close to 20 years. But I love the work that I do with people. And yeah, that's enough for me for now.
All right. Thank you, Erica. Who's got next?
I can go next. My name's Drew Anderson. I'm also married, uh, proud father of three. I've been married for 14 years now. I'm a teacher. Before that, I worked in operations and trucking and all that stuff. I'm real big on family. So, I'm blessed to have both my parents in my life. I had four grandparents, a few great grandparents. So, I'm also big on relationship as well. I'm just a smooth, easygoing guy, deacon and trustee at my church. And, I just like to keep things simple and peaceful.
Thank you. All right, Chef, it's on you.
Um, Hold on. I'm furloughed, so I'm in the house. I'm an average guy. I'm nobody important. Um, I'm an advisor, but I'm furloughed, and I have all the time in the world right now. Um, I'm trying to figure out who I am in this furlough. I don't have any inspiring stories like you guys have over there, but I am. I'm looking forward to have 4 or 5 kids one day. Married for about 75, 65 years one day. I want to get it right. I want to get it right. So but right now I'm furloughed, so she got to come to me like that. I'm furloughed right
Okay. All right, and we're praying for you and everyone that is actually going through that situation right now. I appreciate you all for doing this. So I just wanted to tell the audience the connection so that you all know. Basically, so Erica, Erica's husband and I went to Virginia Union University together, and they would have parties, birthday parties, all these type of things at their house. And so David would invite me to his wife's party, but I didn't know her at the time. So we ended up becoming friends because I would be at their parties. And so Union is a small school in Richmond. We're family oriented. I don't hardly speak to David. I speak to Erica. That's my friend. Both of them I'm friends with, but that's my girl. So that's that connection. Drew and I actually worked together at the most amazing non-traditional public school in PG County. If you want to shout it out, that's fine. I will let that be you. But if you do your research, you can probably figure out what school I'm talking about. Um, but he's always been really chill. Like I've shared some things. If you read my book, 21 Days, I tell my business so other people can be healed. And so he's never been judgmental. He just listened to me, talk about things. He's like, it's okay. Not like I haven't heard that before, or, just he is really a chill, laid back type of dude. And we also had the pleasure of doing restorative approaches together. We're site coordinators. And if you haven't heard about that, you'll probably hear me talk about that somewhat this season. And then Chef and I met actually through my co-author, 21 Days, Tracy, in Worley. They worked together. And so I'm going to say work together because we believe in God's working situations out. And just, he like always has these very thought provoking questions and discussions. And I was like, what, he might be interested in doing this. So every time he says he's just an ordinary guy, he may be ordinary in the sense of down, just like down to earth, but nothing's ordinary about you. Just in the time that we spoke in, you have a lot to offer. Okay. So I want you to keep that in mind. So look, you see, Aisha King said you are important, and Sheila Burke said amen. So you got the choir up here saying that they agree. And if y'all want to, you can see the comments that are coming in on YouTube as well. Okay, so first up. Um, so a lot of times on these type of broadcasts, I share my business, like I said, so other people can be healed. And I'm trying to find out what is going on in this world because y'all, I love y'all men. But the men out here are doing some different things. And so I just wanted to put this out there. Why do you think a guy, and Erica, of course, you can respond to, and I have my opinions, and some of these I may already know the answers to, but I'm just curious to see what y'all think. Why do you think a guy goes into something saying that they're interested? Oh, and we're gonna keep it real, y'all. No sex involved, because Christian not supposed to be doing anyway, but that's a whole nother story. but then back out of the situation as if it basically says that they're not ready, or basically string you along into something for nothing, for it to turn out to whatever it could have been prior to. And so I'm gonna be honest, this happened to me different times in my life. And I'm like, I just wish you would have left me alone because I was minding my business. Just let me stay over here. But you invited me in, and now you you saw what you liked, and then you changed your mind. Why do you think, guys, that men do that? Don't all rush in at once.
Drew, you want me to? Oh, you got it, Drew.
I mean,
For
Both of y'all gonna respond.
you the married guy. Got to let the married guy go first. You know.
Okay.
I'll go first. My experience, my background is very, very unique. I've known my wife since we were young. We grew up in the same church together, so I've known my wife since I was 8 and she was 5. So my background is not typical. But you know, of course, I hang around dudes. I got a brother who may be one of those dudes you're describing. And so, I mean, the ultimate answer, I know women and females don't really like to hear it, but a dude is just going to pursue to see what he can get. And, you know, if you are presenting Christian values, if you are presenting hesitancy, if you're not putting out to their liking, they can be like, all right, I tried, let me move on to the next one. And the reality is there is a next one. There are people who probably up to their speed. So then they, you know, move on. If they're not looking for commitment, we all know what they're looking for. And if you're not giving it, they're going to try, but they're not going to try forever. So that's my 2 cents on that.
Okay. And how blessed you are to have known your wife for so long. She's a nice person too. You know,
Thank you.
that is a blessing. Absolutely. Maybe one day, because I'm 50. So okay. Anyway, we'll go on. Chef, what about you?
I just feel like somebody that has value for themselves would never allow somebody to string them along in the first place. That's just my opinion. If someone that has value for themselves will never allow that. They got too much. They ain't gonna waste too much time if they not getting what they want out of it anyway. You know what I mean? Red flags are there. You know what I'm saying? I feel like for some of the people that are the most selective people in the world, they are the most selective people in the world. They always end up selecting the wrong person. I don't understand that. Maybe you women can tell me that tonight. I don't know. But if you're allowing the guy to string you along, why have you selected that person? Like something in you have selected that for a reason. Why are you
Okay.
subscribing to that?
We'll come back to that. Because remember, I said I've done that in the past. One question, and I'm gonna let you go, Erica, is how long is too long of the stream? Like a week, 2 months? Because people present a facade, right? Sometimes it takes time to see the real person. I'm gonna come back to you, Jeff. I'm gonna come back. Erica, I'm
So,
definitely gonna come back because I want to hear your response.
so I definitely cannot give an answer better than a man to your question on the perspective from a man. But David says to me all the time, men are hunters. He lets me know that's kind of the nature of men. And so I would imagine, in the answer to your question, a man is hunting to begin with. And that's not to say that what he saw in you wasn't what he wanted, but hunters keep hunting, perhaps. I don't know. Let me also say I am 54 and I met David when I was 23. So I haven't dated anyone different or new in a long time. I don't know what's happening out here in these streets. In my circle of girlfriends, there are quite a few that are single, and we just don't know what's happening out here in these streets. Even my girlfriends are just like, what in the world? So I don't know. These hunters just be hunting, and yeah, I don't know.
Just be
All
hunting.
right. Go ahead, Chef.
The hunters just be hunting. It's crazy. I just want to ask now the question. I want to ask a question. Um, I just feel as though that I don't believe that again, you say the hunters be hunting, but I don't. If you're that good of a person, no one is letting someone good go. No one is letting someone great go. Like no one is letting someone go that is good for my health, my spirit, my peace, my no one is letting those type of people go. The people that get let go, I ain't got to finish it. I ain't got. The people that get let go is the ones that ain't, that don't fit the purpose.
So I disagree, but this is not necessarily the current Lisa situation. Like I said, I'm very transparent on here. So, oh, and just so you know, y'all, the audience, Erica probably knows me in a different level because we actually have been real friends. I'm new to meeting Chef, and I've known. It's been 3 years. True, I've known you
Four now.
4 now, so 4 years. So I have been sexually abused, molested, and date raped. It changes your perspective, and I talk about this in my book. So trust is really hard for me in the sense that I don't just give in easily to even wanting you to be in my space. I may know you, I may be cordial, but I'm not allowing you in my space. Like I know a lot of people. That doesn't mean anything, right? So I know that I'm a good person. I know that I'm loyal. And back to your point, Drew, there were a lot of guys that were trying to play, just wanted what they wanted. And I knew well enough not to go down that route. But there have been some guys where that wasn't the case. And I think about, I did read the book. I read Steve Harvey's book back in the day. I do think that sometimes when men are not in the place that they want to be financially, emotionally, etc., right? Then they will still play, do whatever they want to do, but they will let a good woman go. Outside of all this, I was a counselor for 20 years, and so I've counseled marriages, relationships. I've heard so many. I had a lot of male, still do, a lot of male friends, male brothers, play brothers, and sometimes it really isn't about the person being good or bad. Is about the person not being settled enough and truthful and honest enough with themselves to say, hey, I'm not willing to play with this person. But anybody can comment on that or bring up another question.
I was just going to add, I hear you, Chef. And while I don't disagree with what you're saying, like Lisa, I also don't believe that a man isn't going to let a good woman go. Good women get let go all the time, for different reasons, from what I've seen and in my experience. Because again, I'm surrounded by, other good women, and they're not necessarily with that guy. And they might not have necessarily been the ones to initiate the walking away. And then sometimes they are the ones to initiate the walking away. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
I feel like you guys caught on to just one part of that. I said, if they don't fit the purpose. What about that? Not just a good woman, not just a good woman, but what if they don't fit the purpose?
What would the purpose be?
Whatever that man
Right.
purpose.
And do you know your purpose? Because a lot of men, I can tell you. Also, just remember, we talking about 30s and 50s. There's a lot of men my age who don't even, I promise you, don't even know, even at 50, what their purpose is.
But I hear you. I hear what you're saying. Like, don't zone in on just leave a good woman. But if the woman's not fitting the purpose that the man has, is what you're saying, right?
My purpose outweighs who I date and who I'm married to.
High five on that. I agree. I wish more men agreed, like they said that. I just want to read some of the comments, y'all. So Letitia said, Chef, oh Lord, and then we had some exclamation points. And then absolutely, and then it says they may have not been evenly yoked. Very true. And sometimes that is definitely the case. And sometimes God removes people out of your life too, because he knows that that's not the person that is going to benefit you or aid your purpose. So, all right. So who's next? Who has a just something that they want to share, put on the table for us to discuss tonight?
You said you was coming back to my question.
Tell
How
me
come,
again.
how come with the most selective people in the world, they always end up selecting the wrong people and then
So I
complain about
know,
people that they select? Like, what's up with that?
yeah. So I know for me, like I said, past Lisa, because of the trauma I experienced, the people that I picked were based on the trauma. So when you've gone through some of those experiences, like I talked about, it does draw people, not necessarily the positive people. And so there's been years that it took for me to even realize what I was worth. So therefore, I did not bring or draw anybody into my own life that exemplified what my worth is. That's not always the case, but I have found that a lot of times, hurt people hurt people. So if it's some emptiness in me, it might be some emptiness in you that I connect with, not you, chef, but just, what I'm saying, the other person. And so I agree with that statement. Very, very often, those of us, we became selective, but did you become selective because you were raised to pick? Like my dad died a week before my senior year in high school. I feel like that's still really young. He was in his 40s when he died. And so a lot of my real adult years when I was dating and, getting to know guys and, all of that, I didn't have my father to be able to go to and say. Now, I did have males in my life that were there, but let's be honest, males that I should have trusted also were the ones that molested me and abused me. So when you have to surface through or sort through all of that just so that you can be the one that someone's trying to find, it adds on another layer. And I will say, even from a counselor and ministerial standpoint, a lot of times it's the broken places in us that end up picking the wrong person in someone else. Anybody else want to chime in?
So I guess my question on that would be, if it's the brokenness within us or within the individual, isn't
Mhm.
that speaking to maybe why things aren't working out with the others? You know, maybe it has nothing to do with a good woman or not. It's just that due to that brokenness that you're speaking of, there's no true connection because it's based off of brokenness and not connection. I'm just
So,
asking and wondering.
yeah, but are you saying so? Remember, I said past Lisa, not Lisa now.
Well, yeah, not. Oh, so you talking about now, and it's the
Yeah,
same.
I'm speaking about specifically me. My past, I used to do exactly what Chef was talking about. Like I ended up picking wrong people or allowing things from wrong people because the desire to want to be loved or needed, not like I said, not even sexual, just those things was the draw because I didn't have that. You know what I mean? And so I might not have gone as far as some of the people that I knew, but just the desire there, even at my age now, with come Monday will be 8 years since my mom died. My dad, it's been over 30. Um, so there's still places in me that or times where I'm triggered by things that have happened, but experiences taught me to make better choices, better decisions. I don't think it's always that state, but I'm hesitant. Like as the season goes on, I probably would tell you, Erica could tell you, I pretty much would be as transparent as I can, and maybe even about current situations too. But it's not always just the brokenness. That was just my own personal experience, and that was in the past. It's not the reason now. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so I'm just like so now, what like what's going on? Because like Erica, I've been out the game for 16 years. So, but I hear stories, and I'm like, well,
Give me again.
why did you get with that person? Why did you get with them in the first place? So, what is it that it's like leads to the leading on, so to speak?
Yeah. I know there's guys that I've met, they lie. Not all. I'm talking about the ones that I've dated, they lie. What you said earlier, they want to get what they want to get. When you don't give them that, then it does make them kind of change. Or I've never met so many men in my age bracket that are afraid of commitment. Now, I can't lie. There's a part of me that's afraid of commitment too because of the brokenness that I've experienced in the past. but I trust God enough to know, and I'm smart enough to know and weed through. If I can help other people with their relationships, then I should be able to apply that stuff to me. So I did start doing that, and I did the work. I went to therapy. I talked to people, all this stuff, right? I didn't, y'all, I did not plan for this show to be like about my life today. Just so you know. But all I can do is really speak of my experience and the other people that I've helped. The stories that I've heard, even from other women, they say guys will definitely say that they want one thing and then turn around, do something different. And not everybody. There are guys with like y'all who have morals and standards and actually genuinely care. Like I've had guys, I'm not gonna lie to you, and lying straight in my face. But I know it, I peeped it, right? And then so that ended. But it's just like, why even lie? Chef, I see it. It's brewing. It's brewing. What you got to say, sir?
uh, God bless you. I know you've been through a whole lot. um any woman that's in your situation that you've been gone through, that you've went through, um I feel like, I know you had time, but I would tell that person that, take some time out to find out what's really important to you. Whether, after the healing, after the therapy, after all that you need to get, before getting back out here and really really dating. Because when you get out here and really really date, um I found out like some women don't like guys that's very direct. I know you say that, you encounter guys that don't like commitment. They telling you this, that, and the third. Well, it's some guys out here that are like totally direct, just straight to you, right? Some women got a problem with that. So I just feel like, find out what you want in your relationship. Find out if you want a relationship and what type of relationship you want, because you get a chance to pick before you even, you go out there. But if you're looking for commitment and someone to take you serious, I mean, that's a whole different ball game, right? I mean, they've been married for, what, over 15, 20 years. And I can, I can attest that if Drew met his wife at 8, you say, right? Y'all been knowing each other since 8. It was some point in Drew's life where he was like, I'm gonna marry that woman. And he stuck to that plan. And I'm committed to my plan because I want her. Same thing with David, right? So I just feel like when you find that guy, when you decide that you want to do better and took that time to heal, it is going to be a guy for you. That's all.
I agree. Now, are you speaking to me directly?
No, I'm just saying
Because
that person, that woman,
yeah, I
whoever
just
that
want to clarify because that I
I
get you.
don't want, I
I
don't want
agree.
no problem.
We don't got no problems. I just want to clarify because I know I'm speaking about past and present, and I wasn't clear as to when I was talking about. I totally agree with you. I have a friend who went through a divorce, and I am completely against rebound situations. I think it's horrible because you don't just hurt yourself, but you hurt the other person too. And I wouldn't just, like Lisa, the person, would not just jump out there into something had I not done the work. So that's why I was asking for clarity. Let me read some of these comments, y'all. Um, I'm gonna need like a second person. Y'all have to be second eyes because we say in the comments like after they say something, but so true. Trauma bonds where people play savior roles combine the perception on actual relationships, and strongholds are real familiar spirits too. And it's true. All of that actually is definitely the case. Definitely a case. Y'all that are on here, please share this with somebody else and help them to join us live or whatever. We have a lot of female voices, not a lot of male voices, which that's not abnormal, right? When you talk about relationships either. But I'm hoping that we can actually get some men to really speak about the things that they've experienced too, whether it was positive or negative, so that we can kind of talk about it. But thank you for that, Chef. I appreciate it. I told him, I was like, he challenges me, y'all. Like, I like direct, but can it be direct with kindness? Can it be? You're not mean. I'm just saying, like, sometimes I need to, like, I want to hear it, but I have to be in the place to receive it. And so in a positive way, you challenge me. And I appreciate that. You make me think about things in a different way that I might not have thought about.
Well, that's what men do. That's what men's supposed to do.
Real
Guidance,
men, yeah.
yeah, guidance, insight, and if he's living in his truth, then conviction for others. You know what I'm saying? If you walking in your purpose and stuff. So I mean, hey, but you know what I
I
mean? God
appreciate
bless.
it.
You feel me? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, Sheila
All
said that's yeah.
all
You
love.
got a whole fan club on here. I love it. They
All love.
know you, man.
Furlough, y'all. Like they don't know me.
Oh my goodness. All right. Erica, what you have to say?
So I was
Just
just sitting
about
here
anything.
thinking, I don't want to make everything about age, but I mean, we can't discount it, right? And so being older, I love to see younger people like just being wiser than my generation and the generation before me and the generation before me, because we're in a space where, I mean, we've been using some words here tonight that weren't widely used when I was younger and dating, when my parents were younger and dating, right? We don't talk about trauma, or we didn't rather, right? But now the younger generation, we recognize it, we talk about it, right? um and being direct, like, who wouldn't want someone direct? Why wouldn't you want someone direct, right? That makes all the sense in the world. But when you come from a place or a generation where that wasn't what people were doing, then that's that learned behavior coming in, right? And we all just kind of followed behind what we knew, if you will. So it doesn't matter your age to have success or failures, of course, but I think that the younger generation is in a great place to have better success in relationships because you can start off differently. You can start off with this awareness and this openness. But then there's the challenge that the younger generation has with social media. We didn't have to deal with a lot of this when we were younger and dating, right? Your access to other people and all of, like, it wasn't like that. So there's just so much that can weigh in when we talk about what's happening for dating now. Like, I honestly, if I were single right now, I wouldn't know what to do. I'm looking to go out and meet somebody kind of the old fashioned way that you meet somebody, or my friends hook me up or something. I'm not looking to get on. I don't even know what the sites are, right? I heard people say it. I don't get on, but Bumble, or I don't know. I wouldn't know what to do if I had to get on. He laughing at me. I sound old, right? I wouldn't know what to do if I had to get on social media to try to find a date. Like, I just wouldn't know. That wasn't my thing when I was out here dating. So that's my thing.
We probably could make social media dating a whole now that one I got we could talk about. We could talk about that.
Chef, don't
But
be laughing at me either, okay?
no, I'm not laughing at you. I'm saying I've had
No,
some
not you,
experiences.
chef.
Oh,
Chef.
Chef, I know, right? He's like, what you thinking? Every time you smile, it's something that you're thinking about, Chef. You might as well just go ahead and say it. These streets different now. They are absolutely shit.
Yo,
They
yo,
different.
I'm glad you and Drew got it right and y'all married. I had a dream that I would have been married by now too, but I got caught up in the social media life. So I'm glad that y'all are safe. Y'all in the house. Right now I'm doing sidewalk ministries. I'm trying to get people out of the street on the sidewalk and back into the house. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all messed up out here. So I mean, I'm glad you guys are married, but what's out here in these streets right now? I'm just telling you, I'm choosing peace. I'm looking out at my window. I'm not even. It's bad out here. It's bad, really bad. So I can stay married. I don't care what nobody stay married. Stay married.
So I got a question, because Erica, you talked about it being an age thing, but I've noticed it's just a thing, for older, for younger. Um, Sheila in the comments saying these streets different now. And so if you have males saying stay married, sidewalk ministry, you have females talking about dudes ain't nothing. Where's the disconnect? How can what is going on that's so crazy that both sides are finding it problematic, yet both sides seem to be looking for the same things?
I think communication. Like, I don't think one thing I've learned doing restorative work is that people don't like conflict. When I say people, of course, I don't mean 100% of everybody in the world. but let's just say majority don't like conflict, and they don't. So the directness you were talking about, Chef, earlier, that's part of the communication, right? It's just, I don't think that we speak to each other enough to be able to come to a realization or understanding. I had a friend was really interested in him, whatever, and he changed his mind, decided not to date or whatever. I don't have a problem with that. But I should not be the one having to ask you the change for whatever it is. You should be willing to just be open. What I learned from him and several other guys, friends as well as guys I dated, was it was easier for them to ghost than it was to just say, this isn't what I want anymore. Or you're not what I want anymore. There's nice ways of saying I don't want to be bothered with you. But it's so much easier for people to just be on their merry way. So I don't think we communicate enough. Maybe even just as friends before it goes to another level. What's y'all's thought on that? That's a good question, Drew.
I just recently learned that we're not educated on how to break up. There is no playbook on how to break up. I think that statement is true. I just heard that recently. I in certain instances, I believe that it is easier to disappear. But I'm one of those people that I like closure. You know what I'm saying? I want to tell you the reason why. I want to tell you the reason why. But if I don't never get it, I'm cool. But yeah, if you out here right now, can I be honest with y'all? I know y'all, you guys on my right, y'all married, man. Lisa out here, we just out here in these streets, right? Go some, bro. Like, just forget them. Go some. You know what I mean? It's 2025. Why are we talking? You know what I mean? Like, no, I'm playing. I'm playing. Don't go
I
some.
say it. I want to.
Don't go
I
some.
wish
But
I could be like that. Like I care too much. I'm such an empath. So I care about people's feelings, their emotions. Y'all, true story. I'm telling y'all all my business on my podcast is right. Every choice, Erica knows, like every time, even when I don't expect to. So I had a neighbor, cool dude, really nice, really helpful. He liked me. I didn't like him. When I say neighbor, I mean literal. Um, that's too much. Like you too close, right? For me, like it was just. But what really got me, so I moved, and he was asking me, "So are you going to invite me to your new place?" And I was like, "No." Like I'm not. What's the point? We could be cool, but we can go out and be cool. Like I can meet you for coffee, but if I don't like you like that, why am I spending time? Because the more time you spend with somebody, if one of y'all have interest, you're gonna end up. It's gonna be more interest. So why should I drag you along if all I want is like an associate type situation, or maybe even just a friendship type of association? And I couldn't be more direct than what I said. It didn't stop his feelings for me. And I've been on the opposite side. You like who you like, you love who you love. But since we were talking about directors, like what else can we do? What's up, Tracy? She said my peeps. Um, so how more direct can we be? How is it that we're not nice when we're direct? Is it that people don't want to hear the truth that we tell them when we're direct about whatever? We need to make breaking up an episode. I like that one. Chef. But what do y'all think? Like
Well, I want.
how
This is kind of like making me think about something else, because I
okay.
think a woman being direct is completely different than a man being direct, and so
Oh.
this is kind of spark another question. Do you all truly think that men and women can be friends, like authentic friends, without the man having an ulterior motive? And does that muddy the water when a woman becomes direct?
You want the truth? You want an experience, or do you want just the answer?
All the above.
So you never really know what's in somebody else's head, right? I have been genuinely, like I said, I have been genuinely just friends, platonic friends. And I've had a lot of male friends, just platonic friends. We would talk about their relationships, they would talk about our relationships. I knew their family, they knew my family. Then I've also had those friends where we would do the same thing and we did used to mess with each other, but we just were really friends. I think it just depends on the people involved. I can't say with 100% certainty that it's never anything else, but I don't know. When I talk to y'all, that makes me think that maybe it is always a hope in the back of their mind that it's going to be something different. But then why would you continue to be a person's friend for years? We talking about decades. If that was really your motive and you never got what you wanted, that's a good question. I don't know. I'm gonna let Erica and Chef handle that one.
So I truly personally believe that men and women can just be friends and there not be anything romantic between them. Now, does that mean that a man does not have a romantic inkling towards his female friend, or vice versa? A woman doesn't have a romantic inkling toward a male friend, hoping it could become something, right? There could always be that underlying like or desire on the other person's. But can a man and a woman truly be platonic friends? I believe they can. I had to go way, way back in my mind or myself. And I have had platonic friends to this day. But I'll always go back to, just what my husband has, what we just talked about over the years, that men are hunters. And so even in a platonic friendship, I'm pretty sure there's probably a guy looking at his girlfriend, just his friend. But if she was like, hey, he'd be like, hey.
Tracy said it's definitely possible, and Sheila said definitely that it can. So the answer to your question, Drew, and you all that are watching us, or please, if you have questions for the team, just put the name there, and we will ask the question for you. All right, Chef, what about you? Thanks, Erica.
Um, wait a minute. Sure, sure. They can, yeah, they can be friends. I mean, if me personally, it just all depends on who that friend is. If it's me, um, yeah, sure, but sure, people can be friends. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
That
Yeah,
sounds
I
so
have,
suspect.
I have, I have, I have no, 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 no. Like I have friends that I wouldn't dare look at like that, or even touch, or even, you know what I mean, because I respect them and I like the friendship. But I also got friends that, you know what I'm saying, like I'm not gonna keep you as my friend, because you know what I'm saying. I already know. I already
Because
know.
they're a good woman and you don't want to let them go because you're a good man. Back to
Say,
what you said earlier.
hold on. Say that
I
again.
said, I said, because they're a good woman and you don't want to let them go because you're a good man. Like what you were saying earlier. I'm
Not so, but okay. So funny story. I know it's plenty of dudes like me out there. A good woman. If you got a good woman as a friend, like y'all never dated, and you know she a good woman, you gotta keep her. You gotta keep her. You know what I mean? Y'all may haven't done anything yet, but I mean, still, you gotta keep her. I mean, why let a good friend go? You know what I mean? Like, what's wrong with a good friend?
You can't be a friend in a relationship too. Like they say, the best relationships are friend. I'm still assuming, Drew,
No,
y'all are friends, right?
that's no, that's not always true. No, that's not always true. Some friends
No,
you
I
can,
didn't say always,
some
but
friends you
mhm.
shouldn't date at all, at all.
Chef,
Like,
you should really read these comments. You need to next time have both screens up so you can see that smile is sinister, Chef. Is it the drink? LOL. And
so
then go on. I'll read the second one after.
I mean, I try not to look at comments when I'm on the podcast. When I rewatch it, then I look at the comments. Like, they can
Okay.
be distracting me. They could be distracting me or whatever.
Understood. So
I'm
you
trying
don't
to
have to,
be, I'm
but I
trying to
want
be
to make sure you trying to be what?
I'm trying to be like Drew when I grow up
Married and
with
chill.
with 5 kids.
I only got three.
I was like, wait, Drew, do you tell me about Sue? Okay.
No, no.
Um, um, is it Aisha or Alicia? Like Aisha said, are these friends prior to the relationship or friendships that develop during the relationship or marriage? So
So
I'm
no
assuming
new.
that's what
So,
she's
so
telling
in my case, if I'm in a relationship, no new friends.
me.
No new friends, but the friends that I have currently, like they're gonna be there. You know what I mean? They're gonna be there, but no new friends once I'm in a relationship. Matter of fact, I'm so locked in my relationship. I just want to get rid of all my devices and just get a house phone. Delete everything, get a house phone. That's the only way you can reach me and her. For real,
Wow,
like
I love it. I need
plan.
you to create some more of you for that. More chefs out in this world that are 50 something that, that had that same mindset. Do you tell the girl no, like when y'all start dating or talking, even hanging, like no new friends? You do you expect that from her too?
Nah, she should be able to look at me and figure that out. Like I'm gonna lead by example. I'm gonna be a display. So you know what I mean. I'm out here handling this. I got too much other stuff going on to be out here looking for new friends. And plus, when I'm outside, I'm really outside with her. So
Ah, very interesting.
yeah, I was just taught. I was raised that you always, if we're just dating now, then the next step is marriage, right? So you go ahead and start practicing for marriage. You know what I mean? So you can work out all the kinks and stuff like that. So if you really locked in, I don't want to get married with a boyfriend mindset. I want to already transition over and it'd be an easy transition. We know each other, you know? So I just try to make things smoother. You know, a lot of things you ain't got to talk about. You can just lead by example. That's what it's supposed to be happening.
Okay. All right, fair, fair. All right, you all. So we're gonna take 5 more minutes. This has been a very interesting conversation. I look forward to whatever we're going to talk in this season. Um, it could be a real life situation. It could be something that you kind of heard. I know you have a lot of. I've had conversations with all of you all, and so I know you all have a lot of things that you've heard even other people say. It doesn't have to be. I'm just a pretty transparent, so I don't mind sharing all of my business. But well, maybe not all, a lot of my business. But just in closing, is it anything that you wanted to say, Erica, before we leave today?
No, it's been a great introduction. We kind of see the personalities coming out. So I am looking forward to our future discussions together, no matter what they're about. I know they're just going to be full of passion and knowledge and experience, from the four of us. So really excited about that. Thanks, Lisa, for bringing the fellas in to add the twist this season. I really do appreciate that. But yeah, it'll be very interesting by the time we get to the end of the season, because Chef, they coming for you, babe. They coming for you, and I don't mean in a bad way. We gonna be
Right,
having
right, right.
different. Chef is locked down, y'all, because
You
they
might be going to a wedding, Erica, before the season. You might get married, Jeff, because of
right.
this, right? Erica and wait a second, Erica and Drew. I usually want to know your perspective on friendship as married people before we go,
So
and then Wanda said date with purpose.
for me, I brought friends into my marriage, and I've made friends, into my marriage. And if there's nothing wrong, nothing sneaky going on, I have nothing to hide. what am I what's wrong with me sharing, introducing my husband to another man, oh, this is my friend from work or whatever the case might be. So I'm open to that from him and from I. And, I've met a lot. I mean, Lisa, Lisa's like literally the perfect example. My husband invited people to my birthday party that I did not know, and when they came, I could look at her like, why he invite her? Who is she? They went to school together. What's up with that? Or I could embrace her and be like, hey, thanks for coming to my party. I know you didn't know me, but you're here.
Yeah.
You get a feel for people, right? You understand if people have ill motives most of the time. And so I'm a person that's very, just open to meeting other people, other women through my husband, and introducing him to other men, because there's nothing going on otherwise that I couldn't do that freely and openly. So I'm good with that.
Yeah. And nowadays it's not just I'm just putting out there friendships of opposite sexes, friendships of the same sex. Some people have other, past lives or current lives, and you just really never know where people are. We said we're gonna be transparent. Take a sip from me. But and so just because a person is a friend, I do believe in keeping my friends that were there, but I'm like, either you're gonna trust me or you're not. I'm not gonna just allow who I'm with to be like, you know, I don't want you to be with blah blah blah, because then that shows me sometimes your insecurities. I will say though that y'all, meaning men, y'all really can tell when, like, sometimes I'm oblivious when a guy, if they tell me that another guy likes me, because I'm like, why would you? Like, not why wouldn't you? I'm a wonderful person, but like, I wasn't expecting this person. I thought we were just cool, like we did the same hobby. It wasn't anything else. And this particular person, I found out that he actually did like me. It was down the road. He never said anything. It was just what he did, and that caused a little bit of unrest with my friend that I was talking to. I don't think I even told him that he was right, but that's a whole different story. So, anyway, Drew, did you want to share
I guess
your
I have
perspective?
a little bit of a different perspective, kind of like the married version of what Chef was saying. So yeah, of course, I got previous female friends and all that stuff. But after I got married, it's like, you know, what am I in need of a friend for? Friends go out, friends hang out, friends do stuff. And so I got a wife and kids for all that. So ain't nothing wrong with acquaintances, ain't nothing wrong with associates, but I don't know if I'm like I don't want to say proud, not that I'm looking, but it's like on the prowl for friends. Like, what do I need new friends for at this junction in my life? Because if I got free time outside of school, outside of my classes, outside of church stuff, outside of whatever, I want to spend that time with my wife. So then, am I gonna? Oh, let me make a new friend group now so that we can go out for drinks. So we can go out and go to mini golf or whatever it is. What am I in need of friendship for when I have that relationship with my wife? That's not to say if something organically happens and I'm like, oh no, a female, let me not talk to you. But it's just like, again, why am I looking for friends? So that's not for me to be like standoffish or nothing. But at this point in my life, I don't need to hang out with no one except the people who are in my house. Because then if I get invited, well, depending on what's going on, let me bring her too. And so it's just, now that's not to say that, again, people who were my friends previously, people who I went to school with, yeah, by all means, there's nothing going on. We can maintain those relationships, but new friendships is just kind of strange for me personally to even seek that out, because primarily just time. I don't really got time for a new friendship. I don't even talk to the people who I know since middle school. So just being honest, but yeah, it's like, I don't want to create an environment for anything to happen. And that's just me, being protective.
And so let me just jump in real quick to add on to that, Drew. I mean, certainly my answer wasn't indicating like hanging out with, new male friends. I mean, really, honestly, in my life, it's been about us coupled up. Again, I'm a circle of 8 from college. And so my girlfriends, whether they were single or married, at some point it was couples, right? So we're all together. And so when I speak about, any introducing my husband to a new male friend, a coworker, maybe, again, it's going to be in a social environment, and it's not me hanging out, solely. If I'm hanging out, I'm literally hanging out with the girls or family, but, in mixed company, it's the couples kind of thing. So I just kind of want to be clear on that.
Hey, Erica, I have a question. Do married women hang out with single friends, or is that bad for the marriage?
No, I hang out with single women. I mean, but they're my girlfriends. They're my close friends, and that they're single. Why would their status be bad for my marriage?
I mean, you say you're going on girl trips and stuff with them. I just want to know if they single and you on girl trips. I mean, what you babysitting them or you getting involved?
Nah, it depends on what our activity is and what we're doing. But if my
Right,
single girl sees
right.
somebody out there that she want to holler at, what does
You,
that
be-
have to do with me?
you become a wingman. You be her wingman.
No, we ain't going any trips, but no, Erica's Erica all the time. She what you see right now is what you get. Now she'll listen, but she just is she's just there.
I
This is
just
her.
want to. I just want. I just wanted to know the do's and don'ts because I just feel like sometimes, again, it's 2025. I mean,
Mhm.
so so like when you say you're going on, I know you're a little different, but what's out here now when they say girls trip, it's a lot of stuff that goes on girls trips. You
Oh,
know,
Not at
again.
50.
Yeah, I'm about to say, baby, I'm over 50. He is lying around in lounging pants, drinking, eating, falling asleep. Like, yeah, no,
Right, watching TV or a good movie, reading a book.
I'm not in New Orleans zip lining. I'm not on that girl's trip.
okay, 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 okay. You know
A
what?
little different.
There's never been a place where we can talk about steps to becoming a husband and wife. Um, and I feel like everybody that I've met and that talks to me about relationships always want that next step, whether they had it or they want it again. And I feel like whether you dated somebody young and married to them or whether you met them during your struggle, I feel like it's always some steps to become married. You know, I feel like that should be a great conversation.
Next show topic.
So
I
yeah,
I
you
know,
agree.
I got it. Y'all remember that. Let me just read this one real quick. Wanda Collins said, my husband and I went on our first date March 3rd. He proposed September 21st, and we were married December 9th. So it doesn't take long if you know what you know. And I agree. I just wish that more people, I won't even just say men, but more people would be honest and direct with themselves first, and then also with each other and communicate. Communicate. All right, Chef, what do you want to say closing out?
I appreciate you guys welcome me aboard. Like I feel great here. This is the best thing I've done all day, other than clean my house 24 times. You know,
You come over here and clean mine.
nah, it looks neat over there. You don't need no cleaning. You don't need no cleaning. It looks all neat over there. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you for inviting me. Great conversation. You know, so yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Drew. What would you like to say, sir?
Just want to second that. I definitely appreciate the opportunity to be on here. I love the conversation. It's just nice to get, different perspectives, male, female, married, single, everything in between. So I'm looking forward to, the next conversation.
Absolutely. And I want to thank you all for joining us. Please like, share, subscribe the video. Um, tell people to join us. If you subscribe to my page, then it will remind you. Oh, and hey, my cousin's on here. Hey, Jason. We got people from out of state. I love it. Um, make sure that you tell people so that we can have larger conversations. And if you all have pressing questions that you want us to talk about, you can email me one, and that's one singing lady at gmail.com, the number one. But on YouTube, it's spelled out ONESINGINGLADY. So I hope that you'll like, share, subscribe, find us on Facebook. I don't know. We might, yes, hold on, yes, go on.
I just want to shout out my mother because I want to tell her I made it on YouTube.
Uh, Well, hi, mother. Your son made it on YouTube. Which one's your mom? She on here now?
You don't need to know. You don't need to know my mother. You don't need to know.
We not about to date, Chef. It's okay. But all right. Well, hi, mama. It's all right. I know. See, y'all see, it's going to be an interesting season. I cannot wait. Y'all find me one singing lady on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. We will have more interesting conversations. I appreciate you, Erica, Drew, and Chef. Thank y'all so much for joining me. us. And this is every 2 weeks. You can also hear the replay or watch it on YouTube, Apple, Amazon, pretty much wherever you can find podcasts, iHeartRadio. We out there. So you made it to more than just YouTube. Jeff, you out there in the streets for real. Just the just
The
the
streaming
virtual streets.
platform streets, the
Yes,
streaming
the
streets.
virtual streets.
You in the streaming streets.
Don't say that because like somebody take a sound bite of that. And
Oh no, that's not what I meant.
been in the streets since 2025.
The virtual, right, streaming platform streets. You are out there now. People gonna know you. Just take us with you when you blow up more, okay? Because you already have, the club. We joining.
Y'all gonna be there before me. If y'all eat, we all eat. It's Thanksgiving. Come on.
Absolutely, we all have to play. High five to y'all. I love y'all. I appreciate. I did 4. Okay, so that's there. I high five myself on the screen. Okay, I think it's been a long day. I went to bed at 4 a.m. this morning. Thank you all for joining us. We appreciate it. Everybody have a great night. Team Hope doing one thing.
Right, take care.
Take care.